So
life happens. I get it. I get
yeah.
it. Sometimes it's my computer too. We all have our issues.
I
So
know.
it
So,
happens. And
I'm
Lars
here now.
Newpart is in right field. Hey, everybody. Happy Memorial Day. Hope you're having a great weekend here in the States. Oh, hey, I'm watching the Cardinals game on my iPad here, and it says the Our Guest Podcast is live now on Facebook.
Who knew?
Yeah. Well, let me tweet so people can actually come in. Let's see here. I composed this tweet about 2 hours ago.
There you go. Yeah, I'm sure you did, actually.
I was kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, so I did probably. So we're going to answer your listener questions, and I'll tell a little anecdote about Scott's cruise that was pretty funny, but I'll let him tell the actual story when he gets back because he's on a plane right now. But pretty funny.
Nice.
And I'll just tease it, and then we'll do something for Friday. We haven't even talked about Friday, but we'll figure out Friday. So if anybody has any suggestions for Friday's show, have at it. It's a holiday.
Yes.
Holiday.
Yes.
Hello, Margie. Hello.
Yes.
Hello. I knew Rhonda Lee was here. We were going to start the show till Rhonda Lee got here.
That's right.
And it's not even a holiday in Canada.
Well, there you go.
I mean, I'm sure they have Memorial Day, but maybe it's not today. Because probably summer doesn't start up there until like a month from now because it's colder. It's hot here. It's 90.
Yeah, it's hot here too.
We'll sunburn at the high school baseball game on Saturday. We won though, Final Four. Go How baseball. Oh, by the way, I got to send shout outs too. I got a funny story at the top of the show. I'll tell it. I got to save it because I got to send some shout outs.
Nice.
Who listened to the show. All right, let's do this.
Okay, since I made you wait forever.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hang on. Get all my stuff ready here now. I had it all set. Okay.
Yeah, and then I failed.
50 cent. Got to get the volume at 50. Okay, here we go. Cardinals are up 62 in the 8th. Good deal. All right. Let's see. Hang on. I got to hit this eyeball down here. This eyeball down here. Hide that. We'll have our names on the screen. Looking all official. This is episode 2095. It's for Wednesday. What would that be? June? Yeah, June.
Holy Crazy,
smoly.
Huh?
Holy smoly. All right, here we go. Happy Wednesday. Oh, no, I didn't. That's not right.
No, it's Wednesday.
I know, but I always say welcome to. Don't I say?
What do I don't know.
Welcome to episode number 2095. Yeah.
You can do whatever you want. It's your show.
I know, but I say happy Wednesday on the wait, now what do I say? Hang on. Now I gotta go back and listen.
Welcome to
shoot.
Oh my goodness.
You remember what I say now. Hang on. Happy Friday. Yeah.
Memories come front and center on our podcast.
This is sad.
That'll probably get skipped off. Podcast.com/. Podcast.com. Oh, well. We're going with welcome to.
Yeah, I think it's welcome to. You're fine.
I think it is. And I probably just got kicked off YouTube for playing "Summertime" by DJ Jazzy Jeff.
I don't think you played. You only played like 2 seconds of it. I think you're fine.
The algorithms are mean.
I know.
At least I'll have that stuck in my head now, though.
There you go.
There we go. Welcome to episode 2095 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Wednesday to you and welcome to June. Can you believe it? We're in the 6th month of 2022 already, here answering your listener questions. That's what we do every Wednesday, and we love having these questions here because it lets us talk about a little bit of everything. It's the buffet of Disney goodness, and we love doing this. And of course, Pam is out on assignment still. She's having the summer of her life here in 2022. We all wish we could be Pam Forrester. T-shirts coming soon. I wish I could be Pam Forrester. Scotty G, as we're recording right now, is on a plane somewhere over the friendly skies of the southeastern United States between MCO and I don't know what Detroit's code is for their airport, but somewhere between Michigan and Florida. And he has some stories to tell from his cruise, but I'll tease it on Friday's show because he texted me as he landed this morning because we recorded on Monday. He's like, "Did you hear?" I'm like, "No, I didn't hear. You didn't buy Wi-Fi. I didn't hear. How am I going to hear? I don't know." He's like, "Okay, guys." So he's like, I'll call you later." He never called because he was busy. It's a travel day. but he gave me some stuff that was crazy about this 3-night cruise to the Bahamas.
All
I'm
right.
gonna let Scott tell the story next week, but I'll give you a little teaser for it on Friday. But today, it's Mike and Ricky. It's old days, answering your listener questions. We're heading down to Georgia. She hangs out over at the mouseforless.com where you can get all your breaking news. You need a little Disney fix. That's where to go on your lunch break. We have Ricky.
Yes.
Ricky, happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. I am so glad to be here. It was a fun-filled weekend filled with relaxation, and found out that I had a snake living in my my foundation of my
In your
house.
boot. A snake
No,
in your
not
boot.
in my boot. I wish it was in my boot. No, I don't even wish it was in my boot. Snake living in the foundation of my house. So, and I also found out that it is illegal to kill snakes in the state of Georgia. So,
Really? I
yeah.
think I don't know, just maybe my opinion of in the Southeast, like it'd be like a trophy, like you put on the
No. Unless it's a poisonous snake, it is illegal to kill it. So trying to figure out what to do with getting said snake out of the foundation of my house and keep it from going back in has been a challenge. So, so I learned
we are
something
taking
new.
so Twitter, go to Twitter at Ricky Nibs with suggestions of what to do besides make it a pet and name him Sam
No,
Snake.
you can't make it a pet. So it's also illegal to make them pets in Georgia. So yeah, it's I've learned a lot about snakes. I also wish I did not have to learn a lot about snakes. So it's a black snake. That's about all I know at this point in the game. I've not looked at it close enough to see whether it's poisonous or not. If it is poisonous, I can kill it, but I'm not gonna get that close to the snake to find out if it's poisonous. But it was funny because a couple of weeks ago, Daisy had she was kind of like nosing at the foundation at that part of my house. And I thought it was like a mouse or a rat, which does not make me happy either, but did not in my mind think it would be a snake. And then we came home on Friday and I saw a snake just on the side of my house. And it's got to be at least 5-6 feet long. And I was like, oh my goodness, that is what is living in the hole. So... So yay, fun surprise for me.
I'm not a herpetologist, but it sounds like an anaconda. I'm just saying. So it made its way up from South America, across the Panama Canal, to your area. So I'm just saying, be careful. And
I won't quote Sir Mix-a-Lot, so it's fine.
That's a good one. That's pretty good. I like that.
It's a family show. Won't quote Sir Mix-a-Lot.
We had DJ Jazzy Jeff on Friday. Chicka. So yeah, there we go. We're getting out there. But yeah, I mean, if Daisy's all of a sudden missing, it's because anaconda.
I'm so glad that like it did not bite her, because she was totally like sticking her nose in the hole.
You don't know how. Obviously, you didn't pay attention in herpetology class. Anacondas don't bite; they squeeze. Okay,
yeah,
so just
okay. Well, that's good. I'm sure it's not an anaconda. I'm pretty sure it's just another kind of snake, but I still didn't want it to bite her. So I'm really glad that it did not. So.
But you know what the good news is, right? You don't have any mice. I mean, you gotta look at it that way.
I wouldn't have mice anyway. You know, I have cats. So, I mean, the cats would eat any mice that would be there. So actually, this cat's really lazy.
The good news is then you won't have cats. You know,
yeah. No, I like my cats.
I'm kidding. Okay, so by the way, so we gotta get to the listener questions, but first we got to take care of business here. I got to send some shout outs. Okay, so here we go. I was talking with a listener over in the UK, and she told me that it would mean the world to her son if we could send a shout out to him, and it's listener Benjamin over in the UK, who, if his mom listens to the Our Guest podcast without him, he gets mad. Like they have big arguments and stuff. Like if he finds out that mom listens to the show without him, he gets upset. So shout out to Benjamin for keeping it real.
Benjamin?
That's right.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We got 2 more shout outs to send. Now, this one was awesome because you probably saw my Instagram and Facebook that I posted. Mallory had her 8th grade recognition the other night. Like they're, not really graduation. They had an award ceremony, kind of wrapping up 8th grade, moving into high school. And so she has this group of friends. Some of them are, football players, baseball players, and some of the girls are dancers and cheerleaders. It's a group of friends in high school, right? And so at the end, we all get together and everybody's got to take pictures. It's like a family reunion. We got to get a picture by their individual signs. We got to get a picture by the school sign. I was like, man, this is like a Rallman/Bullington Christmas. Like we're getting so many pictures. I just want to go get ice cream, because like it's a celebration. Got to get ice cream, right?
Got to get ice cream, yeah.
So anyway, we're out there, and these two boys that are there, 8th grade boys, like, hey, we love your podcast. And so they like, this is the difference between like when I went to school and now. I guess they don't have anything to do like the last week of school, so just messing around on their phones. And so I guess they like Google each other's names, and probably Google Mallory's name, saw my name, and then it's like you see the podcast and the Instagram. Of course. And so they're like, yeah, we sat there listening to your podcast for like 3 hours. Like, it's pretty funny. And so I was like, for real. So I asked some questions, and they had listened to at least a couple of recent episodes. So shout out to Brady and Camden.
All right.
Heading up to Howell next year. Go Vikings, class of 26. Thanks for listening.
What's up, Brady and Camden? Thanks
for
listening.
Tell me that isn't your daughter's worst nightmare.
I know, right? Yeah, exactly. Oh no. People listen to my dad. This is awful.
That's it. All righty. Well, let's get. Oh, and I think Kate's in the
yeah, that's chat. Awesome.
All right, let's get to the questions here. If you have a question, put it in the live chat as we're recording live here on Facebook and YouTube. Down to 2 podcasters, but we are going to trudge through and make this happen. First question is from Sarah. She says, hey, Mike and the BOGP crew, do you know if both Disney water parks will be open this August of 2022? Appreciate any insight, Sarah. So right now we know that the only water park that is open is Typhoon Lagoon over by Disney Springs, across the street. Blizzard Beach, not open since the pandemic. Ricky.
That's true. Yeah, I've seen some rumors going around about maybe some updates coming potentially to Blizzard Beach soon. Nothing official yet, but there's definitely some rumors, scuttlebutt going around. So if that's the case, that would be actually, I think, very welcome, because it has been a very long time since Blizzard Beach had any kind of updates. Actually, I know we've had this discussion. Typhoon Lagoon obviously has had updates, but has Blizzard Beach actually had any since they opened? I can't.
Think they have they have, but not in probably the last decade.
Oh yeah, not in the last decade. Yeah, for sure. So, I would actually be really glad to see some updates for Blizzard Beach. I think that they really need it, especially when comparing it to, say, the new kid on the block, which is Volcano Bay over at Universal. Volcano Bay is super fantastic. Not that Blizzard Beach isn't, but it could definitely use some love and some zhuzhing. And so I would be very welcome to see that. So maybe during this downtime, that could be one of the reasons why there's downtime, is they're actually going to do some updates to the park. But Typhoon Lagoon, I have a breaking news for myself anyway. I am actually going back to Typhoon Lagoon. I have not been in probably about 15 years. So I'm excited.
I haven't been to a Disney water park since Mallory's been born.
You know what? Yeah.
She's born in high school. That's the last time we went.
Yeah. It has been, I want to say it's been about 15 years. But Brian and I officially booked this past weekend. We booked tickets to the H2O After Hours event for my birthday this year. So I'm actually really excited to get to experience the After Hours event there. I have never done a water park at night at Disney, so that's kind of cool. I am excited. I mean, there's definitely some rides that I haven't even been on, obviously, because I haven't been to a water park in probably 15 years at Disney. And I'm excited to see kind of the events that they have. I was just looking for something kind of different to do for my birthday this year. And it came in my head of, hey, let's do the Typhoon Lagoon After Hours. And so I looked it up, and it was stupid cheap with an annual pass. It was like $59 at each. So I was like, okay, I can totally do that. So I'm really looking forward to it. And I definitely want to get my hands on one of those stupid sippers. Have you seen them? They're so cool. I mean, it's dumb because it's just going to sit on my shelves here, but I really have to have one now. So it's the sipper that looks like Miss Tilly, like up on the rock there. I'm like, I have to have it. And granted, it's probably already sold out because the resellers probably bought them all. But because I think there's only been one event so far. It was this past weekend. And so I'm sure the resellers have already like completely sold them out. But yeah, I my hope is to get my hands on one of those sippers. So I'm excited about getting to experience Typhoon Lagoon in a totally different way. So yeah, it's exciting.
So to get back to the question though, by August, I mean, so right now it's the beginning of June, so we have 2 months, and I would say if we don't see Blizzard Beach open in the next, couple of weeks, you're probably not going to see it this summer. This is just my guess because they would want to have both open right now. It's prime season for water parks. Of course, I mean, Florida's warm year round, so that could be different. But they are. I have seen on social media that there is some kind of equipment pushing stuff around on the ground at Blizzard Beach. There's bulldozers, there's earth movers over there doing something. And I don't think it's been announced, but I mean, they could just be clearing ground, but who knows? So we will see and try to figure that out. We just lost Ricky. So let me mark this. Yeah, you're kind of breaking up during your talking about HBO nights too.
But I'm good now. I am hardwired. So
yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right, let me get.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Let's see. Let me mark this down so we can edit that out. 13.
I'm back.
All right. All right, here we go.
Okay.
All right, so we shall see on the water parks. Hopefully Blizzard Beach is back sooner rather than later.
You know, another thing that's probably keeping Blizzard Beach closed is, workforce. It takes a lot of people to run a water park. So for right now, they can have one water park open and have enough workforce for it. So I think we're probably not going to see it probably for a little bit before they open Blizzard Beach. Just to be perfectly honest, I don't think it's going to be by August.
All right. Okay, Elena's got a question here in the live chat. She says, when is the last date you can buy Genie Plus in advance? That would be June 7th. So we have less than a week. Those 2023 packages will become available on June 8th. We can book for 2023 dates. So you have up until that date. So through June 7th, if you have an existing Walt Disney World vacation package, which means you have the tickets and the room on one reservation, the easiest way to know if you have a package, it'll be an 8-digit confirmation number rather than a 12-digit confirmation number, which is a room only. And so then you can add Genie Plus for every day of your tickets that you have. So it'd be, if you have a 5-day park hopper, you can add Genie Plus for all 5 days, and then you don't have to buy it each morning of your vacation, but you can only do that through June 7th. So time is a ticking if you would like to do that. And then Elena follows up with a second question. How far in advance is Extra Magic Hours posted? Planning a 2023 trip. Thanks. So we know that right now there's no Extra Magic Hours at Walt Disney World anymore. That has been discontinued, but there are extra evening hours for deluxe guests only. And those, I was just checking for guests just the other day, and right now they are posted through August 3rd of 2022 at this point. So they're about 60 days in advance right now. And you can, there's actually a website you can go to and just kind of Google it, and it's there. So
yeah, and the morning ones happen every single morning. So and those are, I think, are supposed to happen through definitely through 2022, and I think I heard 2023.
Yeah, they announced through 2023. The morning ones, the 30 minutes really. That's all. That's a given because there's no schedule for that. You just go. Boom,
right.
30 minutes early. Yeah, that's great. I was thinking about the deluxe, like where there's a schedule.
Yeah. I just wanted to specify because remember they used to have evening and morning ones before Extra Magic Hours, so I just wanted to kind of specify that. So yeah.
All right, let's get to the inbox. This one is from Matthew Sansone. Says, what happened? ? And it says, my wife and I were listening to Friday's Genie Plus discussion, and she came up with a great point. There were great rides available all day when there was FastPass Plus, and it was free to all guests. Now it's $15 a person, and the crowds are capped, and there's an extremely limited options to the point that they are tempering expectations to 2 a day. Matt and Mary Rose said, P.S. can't wait for the podcast cruise in 2023. And he says if they wanted to raise money, they could have taken the very successful Disneyland Max Pass and changed the ride list to reflect Walt Disney World. Why did they have to reinvent the wheel? Fast Pass worked. People could grab 10 plus a day. The code very rarely screwed up. It offered options for time. Throw a new splash screen on front of the app and call it a day. I think Matt's onto something. Mary Rose, actually.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
When I look at this stuff, I think a lot of it is, again, I don't work in business. Like I work as a travel agent, which is a very different business from working in education, right? Education is just, you are obviously not in it for money. You are in it to, you get paid the same no matter what you do. Like that's kind of the difference between, working as a travel agent. The harder, this is a business where the harder you work, the more creative you are, the more money you can make. It's like a lot of businesses. It's a capitalistic business, right? You can make more money depending on how many hours you work, how creative, it's a business where there's winners and there's losers. In education, the best teacher, the worst teacher in a school district typically get paid the exact same, no matter how, it's how it works, unions and all that kind of stuff. So here's the thing. I think with Disney, it's a business where they're trying to squeeze out as much money as possible. And I think a lot of this is kind of a regime thing, right? The new people come in and they have to make their mark on the company. And you don't want to reskin FastPass because that was some other guys or some other regimes, thing. You want to be like, I have something better. It's going to make us way more money and everybody's going to remember us because we brought up the stock price. But I think it's a gamble. And I think on this one, it's not a gamble that was a win at this point. I mean, I think that right now, being optimistic, I would say the jury's still out on it. And I think it could go south too in the next year or two.
Yeah. And I think that, there were definitely, I think that when Disney tries technology, it doesn't necessarily go smoothly. We all know Disney and technology are not the most compatible, even though sometimes I think they want to be. My Disney experience was never exactly what they had claimed it to be. My Magic Plus, all that stuff. It never has been, Magic Bands, all of it. None of it did exactly what they, I think, had envisioned it to do. And then you bring in, okay, so now let's change FastPass to, Disney Genie Plus. And, I think it was a way to take a swipe at other companies who had done something similar. And they were like, well, they've done something like this, so I'm going to try, we should be able to do this and make money off of it. And so that's, I think, kind of the path they went. And I agree. I think that they could have gone a different way. I think that Max Pass really was the best iteration, even though I didn't use Max Pass. From everything that I have understood about it, it was the best iteration of Fast Pass that was available. I think, though, I get what you're saying of how they're trying to manage expectations of only 2 to 3 per day. And I think that while they're correct in the fact that before with, Fast Pass Plus, you were able to usually make more than the, 3 per day. You really were only guaranteed those 3 per day. So I think that they're kind of in line with what they were offering before with Fast Pass Plus. They only guaranteed you to have 3 per day. You just had those 3 per day set up before you got to the park. So with this, they're still guaranteeing you only 2 to 3 per day. So they're not off the mark, even though it looks bad because you can't stack like you used to be able to.
But can I stop you there for 1 second? I mean, interrupt, but here's the thing. Here's one of the differences that I see in that is that, okay, Fast Pass Plus was free. Well, I mean, it wasn't free. It was included with what you were paying for your tickets and your vacation package. But B, in that pool, you got to remember with Genie Plus, the top 2 attractions at each park are not in the pool. Those are individual light. Those are in addition. So with Fast Pass Plus, when you're picking your 3 attractions, you could have had 2 headliners. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So right now you're picking from 3, 4, and 5 within the park. Where on Fast Pass Plus in the free system or the included system, I should clarify, you were picking from 1, 2, and 3. Where right now you're picking from 3, 4, and 5. Just something to think about.
I'll give you that too. Yeah. No, that's 100%, applicable. I think it's so tough Because I know they want this to be a success, and I know that of course it's gonna make money for Disney. You went from something that made no money basically to something that makes, I mean, lots of money, because it wasn't a revenue source before. Now it is. So of course it's gonna look like it makes money, because it is. It didn't exist before.
So let me ask you this, because I know you're a huge theme park fan, and I'm not kidding about this because we have a little time here. So did you ever play that game Roller Coaster Tycoon?
Of course I did.
So yes. I actually used that game with a summer program that I taught in Gifted. I did a Gifted summer camp one year, and we played that game, and it led to so many interesting discussions with 4th to 6th graders.
Yeah.
As far as like short-term, long-term, like, do you want to rake in the money for a week, or do you want to have people coming back for a decade? And right. This was like in the probably like 2006, 2008,
it was earlier than that, because
this is when I was doing it. And, so I had the program, but here's the thing. The discussions we had are the discussions that Disney has to think about right now. Right. I mean, the thing is, you're right. They have a new revenue source, which is so enticing.
Yes.
But also, you got to think about the overall guest experience and just the pulse of the public when it comes to Disney. You don't want people at a pub or at a restaurant or at a family reunion or on the evening news or on the blogs or on the social media talking about Disney's trying to grab, shake my my cargo shorts for every last cent that I have. You want them talking about, man, when I got down there, that Cosmic Rewind ride blew my socks off. You don't want people saying, man, I had to pay 14 extra bucks to ride that ride just because I wanted to do it.
And how many times have you seen the shirts that say something like, bibbity boppity broke, or, like, I do too. But like, I hate to bring Universal into it, but like, I never see those kinds of shirts at Universal. So like, I don't know.
Those kind of shirts remind me of like Six Flags and Universal. Like when I see those, I'm like, those remind me of those two parks. Like I don't want to see those.
Because like it's become so synonymous with people spending small fortunes, and it just I hate seeing those kind of shirts, and now I feel like you're right, they are getting a reputation for if you want to go, you got to be like Rockefeller, like you got to be like completely loaded, and I hate that. Like for people, I hate that.
Or tempered expectations, because like I've said this, I have still never bought Genie Plus.
Right.
Again, I don't try to do 17 attractions a day. I'm too old. I don't have to do everything. I can do 5 attractions, eat a snack, have a lunch, and I'm call it a day, and I'm totally happy because I've done everything so many times. But I'm not the typical guest.
Yes.
And the thing is, I'm never going to buy an individual lightning lane. Like if I never ride Cosmic Rewind again, I've been on it. It was awesome.
Yeah.
But the next time I'm at Epcot, I don't have to ride it. I'd rather go eat a waffle. It connects. Seriously, I'd rather do Spaceship Earth. Something that I can do. The land. I know I sound like a grumpy old man.
No.
And if I get a virtual queue for Cosmic Rewind, boom, I'll ride it. But I am not going to pay to get into that park. And it's a principle thing. And I'm a very principled person. And I will I'm not kidding. If I say I won't do something, I will not do it.
No, trust me, he will not.
I will not buy an individual lightning lane. But here's the thing. I'm not against them. If people want to buy them, and that's like if it's your kid's birthday and like they've always wanted to ride Cosmic Rewind and that's your like parachute, that's awesome, because that way it's like a safety net. But this old dude, I'm not doing it. Like I'm paying $100 to get in that park. I'm not paying 14 more to ride a ride. It's just, I'm old.
I get it. I can't say that I wouldn't pay for it because I did it at Disneyland, but for individual lightning lane for Radiator Springs Racers. But again, I feel like it worked better at Disneyland anyway. So I paid for it there. So
back to the debate. So yeah. So anyway,
I know we keep getting back to the debate, but honestly, it's a debate that needs to be had because it's what everybody else is talking about. Is Genie Plus worth it? And and it's tough. I don't know the right answer, but I don't know that the path we're going on is the right answer. So yeah.
Real quick though. Okay. So they're changing the question that got this all started was about, on June 8th, you can no longer add this to your package for every day. Do you think we're going to see in the summer and the fall moving into the future, that there'll be days like, oh, there's no more Genie Plus today. It's sold. I mean, that's where we're going with this, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Because that would give a better experience to those who which I am actually for, because if you sell it to everybody, the value for everybody is decreased. Like if you cap it, because there is, I mean, you got to think about it, there's a finite availability in every theme park of experiences per day. And if you keep selling it and selling it and selling it and selling it,
that was my problem with Fast Pass Plus, which was what we were talking about on Twitter. I still think that the best system was when we didn't have anything, when due to COVID, they didn't have any Fast Pass, any Genie Plus, any of it, and you just waited in line. I felt like things moved a lot faster, and you didn't have all these issues. So I'm still on the bandwagon of I wish we went back to just standby line, and that was it. So, but I know I'm in the minority from a lot of people on that. And I know most people would rather go back to Fast Pass Plus, but I would rather go back to just standby line. Because when I was in the standby, for Guardians, when I did that, now granted, I, was part of the annual pass holder preview and everything. I waited 30 minutes from the time I got inside the building to the time I actually got off the attraction. I only waited 30 minutes for that. So, and that's because it was just constantly moving because there was no Fast Pass or Genie Plus or whatever to stop the standby line from moving. So, and I said this as I was riding the ride. I said, individual lightning lane is going to ruin this attraction. That's what I said as soon as I got off of it.
With a business, so once they start that revenue stream, it's never going away. So you're never, ever going to have a time without this.
Yes,
so
you are correct.
That should be said.
Yes, yeah. I know.
And you're right, but that shit. So we got to decide like how we're going to make this work with paid getting on
exactly. Yes.
systems.
Yes.
So I mean, this being and John brings up a good point here in the live chat. I forgot towards the end of Fast Pass Plus there were the tiered systems, so you get one out of the good. I forgot the good rides. Yeah, so you weren't pulling out of just like 3 headliners. Yeah, that's so that's exactly right. Yeah. So anyway, so let's leave that. Let's go. Let's start. Bob's here. Let's start cruising, please. Thank you, Bob.
I'm sorry. Thanks, Bob.
No, I mean, because the thing is, you got to have this debate because it's healthy, right? You got to because it's not perfect, and Disney doesn't listen to our show. But
no,
I think as Disney fans, we're the most passionate folks that visit the parks. We all go about it different. I mean, Scott and I are really good friends. He will buy an individual lightning lane. I won't. I mean, I'm also, when you look at how we spend our money, we're a lot like I'm more conservative with my money. He's a little bit more like, let's just go do. And I will go do.
He just booked a Disney cruise on a whim.
72 hours. That dude was on the dream. I'm like, I want to go, but man, it's like. I got to cut the grass this weekend. Like, I got a dog, like all of a sudden I've inherited a dog. I don't know what to do with the dog. I had a lot of questions. So anyway, Bob says, first time cruiser debating on what to do for our Nassau day, 3-night cruise in the spring of 2023. You know what? You should push that back. I'm just saying, just a couple of months. In July of 2023, there's a pretty sweet 4-night cruise to the Bahamas. Anyway, thinking about a half day at the Atlantis water parks looks amazing, or spending the day on the Wish. What would you do? By the way, there's a great Amazing Race. This is where it crosses over to my reality TV / Disney fandom. There's a great, it was actually right before the pit stop on one of the episodes where Flight Time and Big Easy were going to get eliminated. They pass a team. It was Kanan and what was the girl's name? The guy and the girl. Anyway, she was too scared to go down the water slide at Atlantis.
I do remember that one because that was when I was watching. I was watching the Amazing Race. Yes.
Yeah, you get like little water wings on, dude. I'm like, it is a water slide in a water park. You're like, and they were down to like the last 5 teams. Like you have like a 1 in 5 shot at $1 million and you won't go down this water slide. And of course, I like Flight Time and Big Easy, the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah.
They taunted him like, oh, don't do it. It's scary. I'm just like, I mean, it wasn't Summit Plummet either. Like, I mean, it was kind of high.
Summit Plummet is terrifying. Not gonna lie. I did not do that.
I was just like, oh, you're killing me because the girl wouldn't go down. Her boyfriend, like they were going to get married.
I remember that.
They broke up, right? They broke up right after that. He's like, you're done. You won't go down that water slide with me. I'm not going down the aisle with you. Anyway, back to the question. On a 3-night cruise, this is just me. Okay. 3-night cruise. You're on one of the coolest ships and it's got so many awesome experiences. Now they're not all going to be open because when you're in port, some of these things are closed. However, the pools are open. It's not the aqueduct. What's it on the Wish? I gotta
Aqua
get that.
Mouse is on the
Aqua
Wish.
Mouse. Yeah,
Wait.
the mouse. That'll
Yeah.
be open. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it is, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, stay on the ship in Nassau. It's going to be nice when the
I
Disney
know.
Wish docks in Nassau. That's going to be the nicest thing in Nassau for those hours that it's parked there. Stay on the ship, Bob. That's what I say. Ricky, what would you do? It's especially since it's only $3.
Okay, so as someone who has obviously been to Nassau a few times, I'm not the biggest Nassau person. I've gotten off the ship.
I've had bad experiences. Like we took Paige and Hannah off to Senior Frogs when they were like 19.
Yeah.
Not ugly. Don't do that again.
Yeah. So, I mean, I personally also agree with you. I would stay on the ship. It tends to be what I do when I go to Nassau now at this point. I don't get off the ship. I'm just like, cool, extra sea day, because I don't get off the ship. If you've never been to the Bahamas before or whatever, I think if you want to go to Atlantis, then go to Atlantis, experience it. I've actually never been to Atlantis. It's just
I have. Now, let me just tell you how I got there.
Uh-oh.
It was scary.
Uh-oh.
Okay, because again, getting back to Mike Rahman's cheapness.
Yes.
So
okay,
I didn't know how to get. This was one of my very first Disney cruises. I wasn't a travel agent. I even never had the podcast back then. I was just there like as just a dope from Missouri that didn't know what he was doing. Right, get off the boat, and they're like, the locals, they try to get you, so you got to be a little bit wise. And I'm a little bit wiser now than I was back then. Like, hey man, we got rides over to Island of Atlantis. I'm like, that's where I want to go. Sweet. What do we do? They load us onto this boat. Okay, so we just got off this cruise ship, right? We're on this like fishing boat. And I mean, they just kept putting people on. And this ship, it wasn't a ship, it was a boat. It just kept getting lower and lower into the water. And I mean, there were probably 100 people on this boat. I bet you it was only made for it's picture like a school bus, but like double how many people are supposed to be on a school bus, like on a school bus. But instead of being on a road, you're in the water, like you're in like the, it's kind of the ocean, like as they're taking you over to Atlantis. It was scary, but it was only $5. But I was like,
you got what you paid for on that one.
I was like, this is going to be where, that's the whole thing I was thinking the whole time. I was like, this is going to be where my cheapness kills me.
Yeah, exactly.
Whole time looking around like these are the life preservers, but it was fine, but I was a little nervous because I could have taken like a taxi, I think, or something. But
yeah, of course you should have taken the taxi. Yeah. So back to the topic at hand. I would say you should probably, if you've never been to Nassau, then get off the ship and enjoy, Atlantis if that's what you want to do. But the thing is like, by the time you get back to the ship, even if you only spend half the afternoon, that's what most guests are doing anyway. They're also only spending half the afternoon in Nassau. So the ship will be, back to almost full capacity by the time you get back on. So, if you stayed on the ship and in the morning, when everybody gets off, you got a ship that's pretty much to yourself. So that's, again, I would stay on this ship, but that's just me.
I know, because I always want to get off because you pull in and it looks beautiful.
I know.
Like, different color buildings and it looks nice. No, don't get off. It's a 3-night cruise because it's so fast and that ship is so awesome. I know. Avoid it. Because here's the thing, like we get off sometimes and go to the straw market, which is like where you buy like from all the local vendors, like all the stuff you don't need. Like we would buy little straw purses and souvenirs for all the girls' friends to take home, said Bahamas on it and stuff. You don't want to go in there. Like it's a nut house. But I'm not a shopper. Like it's like a shopper's worst nightmare. Like it's like shopping, but everybody's hounding you. I don't know. Yeah. And Paige had long hair. Everybody wanted to braid her hair.
Yeah.
We don't need this.
No.
She doesn't need her hair braided. Like she's good. She's her hair's fine. She combed it. We're good.
Yeah.
Okay, and following up, Justin's in the live chat. He says, "What is the best month for a Disney cruise as far as value?" September. Yep. Just September. Like Earth, Wind, and Fire sang about it back in the day. They told you, when do you sing? September. Or when do you sail?
September.
Yeah. I just screwed up a good joke.
Yeah, it's all right. That's fine. Yeah. Way to screw it up, Mike.
God, I'm so terrible.
Plus,
but no,
in September you get the Halloween on the high seas, which is
you also possibly get hurricanes. So
that's true too. Yes, which is why it is cheaper. But Disney does a very good job of making sure that guests are safe and they go around the best they can. You may miss a port or whatever, but they're gonna your safety is number one in mind.
Sorry, Justin's from Florida, so he's like,
Yeah.
hurricane.
Hurricanes.
Whatever.
Yes.
Hurricane.
Hurricane.
It's like, we're from Missouri, like tornado.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't wait to tell you Scott's story from Castaway Key on Friday. I'm not gonna tell the whole story. But
I got you.
Cool. Okay, last question of the day comes from Kristen in the inbox. Says, hey, Mike, Pam, and Ricky, I'll be heading to Walt Disney World in 8 days with my big brother Seth. Yes, the one from Louisiana, and both of our families. We had a question regarding Memory Maker. While we plan on doing most of our activities together, there will be times we might go off in different directions. Will each individual family member need to purchase a Memory Maker for those times when we are not together? Or can we link one Memory Maker to both of our accounts? When we weren't sure if we could link it to the whole family and friends list and use it that way. At least we're hoping so. Can't wait for our trip. It'll be the first time we've gone with all our kids together, and the first time my brother and I, plus our spouses, have gone together in 12 years. The podcast is definitely building the excitement. Thanks for the help, Kristen. First of all, have fun.
Yeah.
And by the way, LSU, I got a former student, defensive coach this year.
Nice.
Robert Steeples, coaching
awesome.
with Coach Kelly. I know I'm old. That's what I say. I'm old and I'm cheap.
You're old and cheap.
Mr. Ron, the old cheap guy, the old cheap Disney podcaster. Okay, good news. Yeah. I see all kinds of pictures on my Disney experience because I'm friends and family with a lot of people. And I don't have marks. I see all kinds of like you kissing Brian and stuff with Mickey. And I'm like, dude,
guys, get a room, right? Yeah.
Seriously, you're good.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, the good news is if you are hooked up with, friends and family, you are able to see and access their photos. So I have, I actually have PhotoPass. I bought the PhotoPass with my annual pass. And so I'm pretty sure I still, get access to Mike's photos, even though I don't know if he has it, but I have it. So
yeah, my annual pass, I think actually the expiration date was a couple days ago. So I have to renew.
There you go. So
there you go.
You probably should.
Yep. I will. I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah. So if I hit view all and click refresh, I think I have, I see. Yep. I see everybody's photos. So I see you and Pam in here. Yeah. So I can download your pictures if you want them.
They're pretty good.
Yep.
All right. So that is going to do it for today's show. Thanks for all the great listener questions. If you have a question, the Dream Team will be back next Wednesday. So send those to mike@beourguestpodcast.com. Again, that's mike@beourguestpodcast.com. Put listener question in the header, and we'll get that right here in the inbox to answer for next week's show. And don't forget today's episode, as all episodes are, brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. Hey, today on your lunch break, swing by the magicforless.com. There's a great website right there. It's got blogs. I mean, we don't talk about that much, but there are blogs there if you need something to read on your break about all the Disney destinations. But of course, it's got trip planning tools. You want to head to Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, Adventures by Disney. That is your starting line. That is the place to get going. Fill out a quote form while you're there. Mention your favorite podcasts. And if you forgot, it's the Be Our Guest podcast, I hope. And then it comes to me, and we'll be working together. And I love working with the listeners of the show. So please do support us over at themagicforless.com. Also, you want to support us the easiest way possible. You need to buy something for your trip. You need to buy some sunscreen. You need to buy some flip-flops. You need to buy some pop tops. You sound like Jimmy Buffett already because it's summer. No, whatever you need to buy on Amazon, just use our Amazon affiliate link, beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you to our patrons who support us each and every month, allow us to put the show out all around the world 3 to 4 times a week. We did a live show on Memorial Day weekend on Sunday night. We had people calling in. We had all kinds of fun. We never stop. We have fun with this. And it's because of our patrons. So you want to join us and get Mike in the Midwest, the bonus show, if you don't get enough of me, and who doesn't? Except my wife. She's like, dude, go downstairs and talk to your Disney friends. So she is not a patron, even though she pays every day.
She pays dearly.
If you want to join us, come on over to patreon.com to Be Our Guest Podcast. Follow Ricky on social media at Ricky Nibs. Follow me at Be Our Guest Mike, Instagram and Twitter. And we'll have another live call-in show this Sunday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. You, me, and hopefully Scotty G, if he doesn't, decide to rent a private jet and go to Scotland or something to play golf. Who knows with him? Who knows? Could happen. All right, so we're going to get out of here. We'll be back again on Friday with more Disney talk. And again, I have a fun story. Not the whole story, but just a little tease about what happened to Scott at Castaway Key on his cruise this past weekend. Pretty epic. All right, so for Ricky, I'm Mike, wishing you a great Wednesday. Time to get back to work. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. All right, let me edit that real quick.
So I have a really funny story for Justin.
Hang on. Let me edit this out real quick.
Okay.
At Blizzard Beach, there's bulldozers. There's earth movers over at Blizzard Beach. And all right, here we go.
Okay.
All right, so we shall see on the water parks. Hopefully 13, because that was 13. And try to figure that out. And we just lost Ricky. And try to figure that out. And we just lost Ricky. Okay. So mark this. Here. I hate this new software because I gotta stop playing it. We will see. And
okay.
All right, so we shall see on the water park. It could just be clearing ground, but who knows? So we will see and announce. But I mean, they could just be clearing ground. But hang on, so let me get that butt out of there. Get that butt out of there. It's been announced, but I mean, they could just be clearing ground. But who knows? So we will see and
you're a butt.
All right, so we shall see on the water parks. Hopefully Blizzard Beach is back sooner rather than later.
You know, another thing that's probably keeping Blizzard Beach closed is
when I'm doing this in your live here, I can never tell if you're talking to me or if that's recorded. Like it's so hard. Hang on. I mean, they could just be clearing ground. All right, so we shall see on the water park. Good enough.
Yep.
Good enough for peaches.
There you go.
Going to the country, gonna eat me a lot of peaches.
Okay, so can I tell Justin my story?
Yes, you can.
All right. So Justin, I obviously I live here in Georgia, right? And so I got this thing in the mail, and it was a flyer, and I looked at it, and it was for a real.
I got one. It was for Justin. I got
I saw Justin's face on it.
I
I'm
know.
like, why is Justin's face on my thing?
I got one like 2 days in a row.
I recognize this guy.
I was like, dude, if I was selling a house, but I just moved in, like I love my house, and I'm in Missouri.
I thought it was funny. I was like, wait, how do I have this?
That is so I was like, that's Justin.
I was like, wait, Justin,
I
know that face.
It's not like Elf. I know him.
I know him.
Oh my gosh, Jennifer's in Steamboat Springs and it's snowing. You gotta be here, Jennifer. The weather is awesome in the Westplex.
Oh man,
weekend it's 90 and sunny, but it's windy. Like we couldn't even eat outside for lunch today because it was so
stinks.
windy.
Mike, will you kill me if I get up for a minute?
What are we gonna do for Friday's show?
I don't know, but I have to use the facilities.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. Be right back.
Well, hello everybody. We're just hanging out here till Ricky takes care of business. Let's see, what do we got here? Maybe we could just do more listener questions. There's a good question. Yeah, Wade, for real. And it's like a steady wind. It is since yesterday. It has just been gusting. I woke up yesterday morning and I forgot that we have a picnic table on our deck, and our deck's kind of on this. We have kind of on the back of our house. It's kind of like a split level on the back. We have a walkout basement, and the deck's up high. And I mean, our picnic table umbrella, which I totally forgot to crank in, fold up the night before, that thing almost took off with our picnic table while I was eating breakfast. And so Pam comes running out, and scared me too. And it's been windy ever since. So we grilled some hamburgers today for lunch on the deck, but we couldn't even eat out there because we'd been holding on to everything the whole time. It's steady. But I mean, it's been nice. Like it's totally sunny and like it's a warm southern wind. I'm not complaining. Good.
Okay.
Okay, let's just do questions.
Oh, more listener questions. Okay. The other idea I had was something about like the best things about like, not the best things about summertime, But like the best summertime, like things you associate with summertime, places to get them. So like best places to
You
get
should
them.
do the best sweet treats, the best ice creams of summer.
I was actually thinking that's where I went first was ice cream. Best places to get ice cream.
That's just what Matt did on 3028 this week.
Oh, did he really?
I was
Never
kidding.
mind. Oh, I was like, oh no, because I missed that. So, but I don't. We can do listener questions, or we can do like summertime treats.
No, let's just do listener questions. It'll be fine. Okay. We could throw something in there like it's honorable mentions. We could work it in. Tammy, I did not. I mean, okay, I don't know what's going on, Tammy. I can get that out to you tonight. I don't know why I'm not getting this. So just Mike.Rallman, RAHLMANN, 2 N's, at themagicforless.com. Just send me an email and I'll send you the link to my direct quote form and we'll get it done. I have a special link. But I apologize for that. I don't know why you didn't get it. But I want you to sail with us. I want you to like bring Tigger if he's like your boyfriend there, Tigger could come with us. We've got to have you for the live show on the ship.
There you go. That is if we do a live show on the ship. I'm sure
we'll bricks.
No.
She ships and bricks.
She does, yes.
Sarah sitting on a what's the name of that song? Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah.
I know, but it's sitting on a
brick ship. No, on a front porch. No, wait.
Sitting on a
swing. Front porch swing. Right? Yeah.
Something like that. She ships and bricks. What
bricks.
That song
yeah, all day long she ships and bricks. All day long she.
I worry. Sometimes I worry about Bob.
So does Daisy. Daisy worries about Bob too. All right, just go. We're good. She's done.
No, the dog's barking. Sarah.
She's done.
Okay.
She's done.
No, she's not, because I just heard her bark.
No, you heard my thing click. She's done. She's done.
She's gonna bark.
She's not. She's done.
Okay. Watch. As soon as I hit record, she's gonna bark. Here we go. Welcome to episode 2097 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you. And most importantly, cover your ears way up in Nebraska. It's Cubs Cardinals this weekend up at Wrigley Field, which I love Wrigley Field, but I do not like the Cubs. So go Cards. You got to take care of the Cubs this year. To split or anything like that is unacceptable up on the north side this year. Cubs are not good. We got to take them. I think we got 5 games this weekend. I think it's like a couple double headers. Sunday night baseball this weekend. I mean, it's a big deal. And who knows, Mike Rallman might pop up at Wrigley. I'm not saying I'm going to get up there. I'm trying to make it happen because I might have a kid who is living in Chicago now. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Is that weird?
It is weird.
I talked about that, right? She's working up at the University of Illinois Chicago, not at Mizzou. I don't know where did I go wrong as a parent. As a parent, sometimes you make mistakes, and that's one of I'm still like thinking back on all the life choices I made to she ended up in Chicago. But we all make bad choices.
I know, right?
Paige, I still love you. You can still come home whenever you want. But I'm super proud of her. She'll be running the UIC program, the Flames, I believe they are up there, the basketball program. So the director of basketball operations. That's awesome. What that's called? That's called the DOBO. Just see, you learned something today already.
There you go.
So if you're at the water cooler today on a Friday and you're like, just throw it in there, like in some kind of conversation you're having. You're like, yeah, do you know who the DOBO is at University of North Carolina under, Coach Williams? And I'm like, who's the DOBO? What are you talking, dope? Director of basketball operations. And makes you sound smart. Anyway, let's talk Disney. Let's have fun. It's Friday. We've already made it to the first Friday of June.
Yes.
And we're going to have fun. We're going to answer more listener questions because Scott's not here. Pam's not here. It's just Mike and Ricky. We have lots of listener questions in the inbox we got to get to. So joining me today from down in Georgia and the mouse for less.com, we have Ricky. Ricky, what's up?
Well, that and we, went on again about Genie Plus on the last episode, so we probably should throw in some more questions today. So
Yeah, I mean, we did kind of, we
yeah,
got derailed.
we got sidetracked. Yeah. But that sounds like the two of us. When we don't have Scott or Pam to keep us, in line, me and you, we definitely go off on our own forks. So
that is right. So now here's what I'm excited about, because as of this podcast, I am less than a month for my first Disneyland trip.
That is exciting.
So, we've talked about, my first time to Disneyland, all this kind of stuff will be my first time. Hopefully I'll get an In-N-Out burger. And, you probably got to listen to the replay of the live call-in show yesterday on the feed. If you didn't get to tune in live on Sunday night, William, who's a Disneyland expert, called in. He gave me all the stuff to order. It just at In-N-Out. Like, it had to have been 7,000 calories on
absolutely,
that call.
100%.
He gave me like a black and white shake. I had to get my burgers double animal style.
Yes,
animal style fries, but you better have somebody to share them with, because there's a lot. I'm like, William, do you not like the show? Because I'm gonna have cardiac arrest. I mean, I'm not even gonna make it to Disneyland. I'm not even gonna make it out of In-N-Out. Like, clear. Yeah, so I don't know how this is gonna go. I'm kind of scared. Now, the closer I get to the trip, the more scared I get that I'm not gonna make it home.
You'll be all right. I think you'll be fine. So yeah, but you got to get all the stuff at In-N-Out. Like, that's what I did the last trip. Well, not this last trip, the trip before that, because I had never been to In-N-Out either until last November. And
does it live up to? I mean, because everybody talks about it. I mean, is it?
So
did it meet your expectations?
I don't know
if it can meet the expectations, because my dad raves about it. Like, everybody's like, "Oh, it's so good." I don't know if it can be that good.
I love the burger. I thought the burger was super excellent. The fries. Look, I did not eat the fries quick enough, and that was my bad. Because
that's never a problem for me, and Scott will be there too. So look out.
We took them back to the hotel because I felt bad, because we had a driver, and he said, "Oh, you can eat here, and I'll wait for you." But Brian and I felt bad of him waiting for us while we ate our food. So we're like, no, it's fine. We'll just take it all back to the hotel. So we did that. We took it all back to the hotel, and the fries definitely don't hold up when you're going back to a hotel. Don't do that. Just eat the fries there. Eat the fries there. It's totally worth it. Be a problem.
Yeah. Immediately. Yeah, because I can't have second, subpar experiences on
exactly. No, but I enjoyed the burger a lot. So yeah, burger's really good.
And I think this is how, again, this could be on the day I think we go to the Dodgers game. I want to go to the In-N-Out that is right by LAX, because apparently I've done research, and I'm an aviation kind of nut. I used to be scared to death to fly, but I loved watching planes. And the In-N-Out burger by LAX is one of the best plane spotting places in the United States, because LAX has like all the gigantic planes that come in. Like in St. Louis, a big plane is like a 747 from like UPS. You get one every couple of days. So I'm excited for that. That's awesome. We're real quick though, because I'm less than a month out. Like, one kind of sleeper hit again. I'm going to keep hitting you up for this because you were just there. You talked about the corn dog. Can't wait to have that mobile order.
Not a sleeper hit, yeah, but the mobile order was, yeah.
But was there something kind of off the radar that attraction, snack, maybe a bench? I'm
bench. Yeah, exactly. Oh goodness. Okay. You've actually put me on the spot, and I'm trying
a souvenir, maybe.
Yeah, you should get the Main Street Electrical Parade dress. Oh wait, no, never mind.
Probably. My son.
Probably not. Yeah. So okay. So you know what? I'm honestly gonna say, and I think this is kind of a surprise, but a sleeper for me is actually just DCA in general. I think that most people sell that park way short, and I think that park is seriously fantastic. I mean, I know that when it first, I didn't ever get to it in the first iteration of the park, but like the things that they've done to that park now, like that park is so fantastic. So really, I think so many people sleep on it because Disneyland is right across the street, and they're like, oh my God, I have to spend all my time in Disneyland. And yeah, of course you do. But I mean, you absolutely want to make sure that you get a good fill of DCA as well, because I really do think that it is such a sleeper. Like, people just don't talk about DCA that much. So I'm going to throw in the whole entire park
And
because
I mean, there you go. I mean, just a little small thing like
yeah, exactly. Because like there's so much about DCA that's just really, it will make you, it feels so much like Hollywood Studios, and Hollywood Studios is one of my favorite parks, and I really love that about it. And so I think that that's kind of one of the best parts about it. But you definitely want to do like experience like the Redwood Forest Trail over there, which a lot of people like don't do. And I know it's for kids, a lot of it, but like just walk through it. It's not, it's not something that you should miss over there. And that whole area is just, it really is themed super well. I don't know. I just love the whole entire park.
The vibe of the place.
The vibe. Yeah. The vibe of the park. Yeah. I really think it's such a sleeper for people. Yeah. Yeah.
So real quick though, Soarin' at DCA is still soaring over California, correct?
No, it is not. Yeah, I know. It went back. So it goes to soaring over California every once in a while. And then it goes back to soaring around the world. And gosh, it is such a soaring over California is so much better. I'm not gonna lie.
I love when the golf ball at you.
Wish Disney would just be like, you know what, we're just gonna put this back because and actually Brian and I had that totally to go on another tangent. Brian and I had this discussion and I think he's right. So with soaring over California, you really felt like you were hang gliding. You really felt like you were actually over the lands. You really felt like you were actually moving with it. With soaring around the world, it really just feels like you're just watching a screen, and it feels like you're not, it doesn't feel like you're in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like you really,
it feels like. Let me just, again, I hate to interrupt, but here's the thing. I watch a show every Saturday morning because it's like so I get up every Saturday morning, I run, I have breakfast, I check my emails. Here's Mike's schedule every Saturday morning. And then I'm tired and I just sit down on Saturday morning and I chill. And there's a show on the Smithsonian Channel again.
Old man.
It's a show that belongs. If you ever want to feel like you're in Epcot, you watch the show. It's on Saturday mornings and it's called Aerial America.
Okay.
And all it is, the entire show is drone footage, and it's usually like it's an hour long, and it's like a state or a city.
Gotcha.
And so it'll be like Aerial America, Missouri, Aerial America, Nevada, Aerial Florida. And the thing is, it's entirely drone footage, and then it's like it's got a voiceover narration, so it's almost just like you would see like in a Circle Vision theater in World Showcase. And it reminds me, I mean, it is. I'm telling you, watch it on a Saturday morning on Smithsonian and back me up. Tell me on social media. It is so reminiscent of Epcot World Showcase. I feel like I'm in Epcot. Like every time I watch it. That is exactly what soaring around the world reminds. I exactly agree. Around the world reminds me of drone footage of like the Great Wall of China or the Great Pyramids of Egypt or Fiji. It's like drone footage because you're not really you're not gonna like hang glide over like the ocean.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't have the same vibe to it. It like you really felt like you were actually like hang gliding over the state of California. And it really just feels like you were just watching footage while moving of, being in Fiji or, at the Taj Mahal. There is a different feeling that they just did not capture with soaring around the world. And Brian and I both put our finger on it this past weekend, and we were talking about it, and that's what it was.
Well, if you really want to get meta too, I mean, think about it. Like hang gliding is a part of like the California kind of culture, right? I mean, it's almost like a skateboarding deviation or like, that it's a California thing. Like, I don't know how much hang gliding is a part of like the Egyptian culture.
Well, yeah, no, you're not going to hang glide over over Egypt. Like it's just,
I don't think you see many pyramid, like I don't think you see a lot of like camels and folks going up to like the pyramids and like hang gliders, or like the Taj Mahal and hang gliders,
No, but I mean, the African savannah, you're not flying over a hang gliding or with an African savannah. No.
I could be wrong, but I mean, that's just how I see things.
I agree with you. And yes, that was our problem with it. We realized was, it just did not feel realistic because it's not. So
we just solved a problem.
We solved a problem. Disney, put it back to soaring over California. I promise it will be just so much better.
Everything is coming up roses on my trip. Like Boba Fett's going to be there when we're there.
I saw. That's awesome.
Heck,
you may even get to see Baby Yoda. Who knows?
Maybe. No, I don't think so, but maybe.
Oh,
But I mean, how cool is it going to be to meet Mr. Fett? Like, I'm going to be Mr. Fett, Mr.
Cool.
Fett.
Mr. Fett.
Boba.
Are you going to call him Mr. Fett?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I've never met the guy. He's a bad man with jamma. I probably will call him Mr. Fett. I mean, he can put that rope thing on me. And I'll be like, Luke Skywalker over Return of the Jedi. I won't be able to get to my lightsaber, which I won't buy because it's $200. It's $250 now. Inflation. Forget it.
There you go. Okay.
You're here for the listener questions. We're 15 minutes in.
We've done it again, Mike. We did it again.
I mean, at least it was Disney Talk today. Okay. So this is from Nancy. It's kind of a follow-up. She says about Jill's 45th birthday. So a couple of weeks ago, we had that question that there was going to be a girls' trip and they were going down 45th birthday and they were deciding on doing a family suite or a couple, I think 3 rooms at Pop Century.
Yeah.
I think we kind of both decided, you were on this show with me.
Yes.
We decided the rooms at Pop. Okay.
Yes.
I think that's what we came up with, but here's a little follow-up. She says, I heard your listener questions today, and you and Ricky and Scott all advised Jill to book 3 rooms at Pop Century rather than 2 family rooms at Art of Animation. Here's a point to consider that none of you mentioned. This is why I love our show and our audience.
All right, let's go.
Jill's mom will be babysitting the 5-year-old while Jill and her friends enjoy some evening events. It'd be better to have the suite so her mom could be reading or watching TV while her granddaughter is sleeping. If they go to the 3 singles at Pop, it'd be tough for the person with the little girl. I love Pop Century, but in this case, I would have recommended Art of Animation.
Oh, that is a good thing to think about. That's a really good thing to think about. Yeah.
So I mean that would make sense because then you could have like the separate sleeping space. You could kind of be out the main living space,
but
put the kid in the bed.
The only thing I will say is I don't think the sleeping arrangements are because it was all adults, right? Minus the child, minus the kid.
The kid would have to be back in like the king bed section of the room.
Well, yeah, but my point is like I don't think those rooms are more set up for families in the sense of like they're not the biggest of beds. So, that's another thing to consider too. Like I love the idea. I like the thought process behind this of, hey, at least you can, have somebody be in the other room. But I don't know if the sleeping arrangements are the most conducive for almost all adults. That's the other part that I don't. Yeah.
For like privacy things, like people want
not
just
space. Privacy, but like actual bed space. I mean, like I've been on those. Like I know that it's not exactly the same, but you know how they have the pull down bed or the beds that come out from the dressers and stuff like that. Like I've been on those because I fit on them. I'm short, so like that's fine. I'm 5 foot. I fit on one of those little bitty beds like that. But like, if you've got some taller people. And you have, because I think that some of those beds are more like those, the pull out couches and whatever. I don't know how comfortable they'll be for sleeping if you're, a taller adult. So that's kind of my worry in a room like that. I like the thought process of having that extra space for grandma to be able to be in the room and, kind of make a little noise, but I don't know if it'll be the most comfortable for all the adults. So
in the family suites, though, I think they are all pretty large sleeping accommodations. But if you're thinking of like Riverside, Caribbean Beach with the 5th sleeper, like those are for like small people. Like there's no way I'm sleeping on one of those things because they're like 4.5 feet long. Like they're for like 10 years old and younger, maybe.
Or me.
Or you. But I mean, dude, if you put me on there, I'm hanging off both ends. Like, there's no way. Okay, so Mackenzie's got a question. Listener question about parks music. She says, "Hey, Mike and BOGP family, I've been listening for over a year now, and this is my first time submitting a question." Well, thank you. We've been waiting. I am heading down to Walt Disney World on June 10th. That's a special day in my life. It's our anniversary. It'll be our 16th anniversary.
Not our anniversary. You and your wife's anniversary.
Correct.
So let's make that specific.
2006. She says, anyway, for a girls' weekend to celebrate the 50th anniversary, finally, she says, they're getting there to celebrate 50 years. I want to listen to some parks music on the plane. What are your favorite playlists to get you pumped up for the magic? Thanks for all you do. Sending magic, Mackenzie D. That sounds like she should be a radio DJ. Mackenzie D, getting you home here on the afternoon drive. We're going to play a little 5 and 10 at the top of the hour. This hour brought to you by Sprinkles Cupcakes. Okay, sorry. That's like that fun on Fridays. Okay, so anyway, here's the greatest thing that has happened over the last little bit.
Yeah.
And just hit the wrong button here. So okay. So if you are an Apple Music subscriber, which I am because I have to have the whole bundle because we all have Apple products and this is the way I can get the backup. So nobody in my family backs up anything. So I make sure everybody does. I'm the dad. So I go around and make sure everybody's phones are set up to back up their pictures to iCloud. And so I got to get the biggest storage. And because of that, now we have Apple Arcade, we have Apple magazines, we have Apple TV because there's like a bundle. It's just easier to do it that way. I know it's probably $5 more a month, but it gives me peace of mind. We have Apple Music, long story short. On Apple Music, there's these awesome Disney Parks playlists. There's one for all the parks. There's one for the Magic Kingdom. There's one for Epcot Studios. There's one for Animal Kingdom. And there's all other ones that relate to the movies. And if you search Disney Parks on Apple Music, you're going to find a lot. And it's a lot of attraction stuff. Like you'll get Carousel of Progress music. You'll get Swiss Family Treehouse music. You'll get Pirates of the Caribbean. You'll get all kinds of Jungle Cruise. Do you listen to any of those, Ricky? Those Apple Music playlists? I think Spotify has them too.
I don't have Apple Music. I have Spotify, but don't have any Disney playlists on there. The thing that I always usually do, granted, it doesn't work if you're on a plane unless you have purchased internet, usually, or maybe I don't know. I guess it would work if you had YouTube. Well, yeah, I was gonna say I do a lot of YouTube, so I'll actually do the playlists from YouTube that people do. So like I'll listen to the Illuminations and Club Illuminations, as I like to call it, that pre-Illuminations loop. That was always one of my favorites. The Future World loop is always one of my favorites. So I'll listen to that on YouTube. I'll listen to Tomorrowland on YouTube. So those are kind of what I usually do, is those are like my go-tos. And I'll just listen to the whole track on YouTube. So that's actual in-park music for that I listen to.
So I'm just looking at my phone here, and I mean, some of the stuff that I have, again, this is all on Apple Music. So this is legitimately downloaded, streamed. And what you do is you find a playlist on Apple Music. You just hit, add to my library. And as long as you're a subscriber, it stays on your phone. And if you want, and I have a larger phone, I have like a 256 gigabyte. So I download the whole playlist in case I want to listen to it on the plane. And I have the entire Happily Ever After show. I have Epcot Future World. So if I click on that, like what's on that? Energy, the old Energy stuff, Spaceship Earth, Season Nemo and Friends, Destiny for Mission Space, Kitchen Cabaret medley, One Little Spark. So I mean, it's got some old stuff, Test Track, Soarin'. So if you really want to get pumped up, I mean, that's his Future World. Main Street USA, for example, has All Aboard from for the train. I'm trying to see some other stuff. But I mean, there's Fantasyland, there's Tomorrowland. So what's in Tomorrowland? You got Hawaiian Roller Coaster. There's a Great Big Beautiful Tomorrow, To Infinity and Beyond score, the Galactic Anthem, which I believe was from Stitch.
Yeah, I think that's Stitch. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, The Best Time of Your Life from Carousel of Progress. And there's, Frontierland, Liberty Square, Adventureland. I mean, all this stuff is available right now on Apple Music. So Wishes. I love Wishes. And
in our house we sing dishes when we're doing the dishes.
Do you have a dishwasher? Or do you not have a dishwasher?
Yeah, we have a dishwasher, but when we're putting the dishes in the dishwasher.
Dishes. That's pretty good. Because we have a dishwasher too now, so I'm gonna have to do that next time.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, it's time to dishes.
You're welcome. You are so welcome, everyone.
Okay. All right. Another question here. It's from a Whitney. Listener question: dining, saving for episode with Pam and or Scotty G if possible.
Oh,
we're not, but we'll go back.
Sorry.
To it.
You're stuck with us.
I just like this because I want to see what we can do with this question that was meant for Pam and Scott. Hey, Mike, the BOGP crew. My husband and I have an adults-only Disney World trip coming up in July. And one of the major priorities for this trip is dining. We usually go with our young kids who are typically picky eaters, but for this trip, we're looking forward to some delicious dining without them. I love your Rex. Looking at you, Scott or Pam, for great signature dining, unique and adventurous table service or quick service, and just any can't miss amazing meals, cocktails, lounges at the parks or resorts. We like pretty much anything food-wise, and are looking for places we wouldn't typically take our kids. Thanks and keep up the great work, Whitney. Well, here's the thing. After doing this show for almost 15 years with Pam,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm with Scott all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So when we travel now, so I can kind of channel them. So here's a couple of the ones I'm gonna. Pam says flying fish.
Yeah, exactly. She definitely says flying fish. Yachtsman Steakhouse.
California Grill.
Yeah, exactly. These are all Pam.
No, but the thing is, I would just try without the kids. And this is the thing I would do. Now, here's just, again, I don't do this, but practical wise, it sounds like what you're looking for is a unique experience.
Yeah.
And to keep away from having to do a ton of planning, I would make some ADRs at places like California Grill, Flying Fish, maybe Tiffin's, because you're a fan of Tiffin's.
Tiffin's is really good. Yeah.
Exotic in a theme park.
It is.
Maybe you want to do Space 220. I mean, it's not the greatest food, but it's an experience.
I think it's good food.
It's cheaper without the kids.
Well, yeah, that's true. If you're looking for a good lounge, the Nomad Lounge is super awesome. Have definitely been to Enchanted Rose at Disney's Grand Floridian. I was gonna say maybe Topolino's Terrace for dinner.
Yes.
I think that would be a great choice. That's a little more upscale. Or Toledo, but I don't know. I still haven't been to Toledo, so I need to get over there. Let's see. What else was I thinking of? Of course, I was thinking California Grill because, that's definitely one that I think you need to go to.
But see, I would look at the lounges because this gives you the opportunity you can order off the menu of the adjacent restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you're probably not going to get a fancy 3-course meal at the bar, but you could get apps and you could get, you can still get entrees there if you want to. I mean, I've done that. I mean, I'm not above that, but I mean, this is a chance to go and get ambiance and have a drink, have an app, and just kind of move around and really make a night of it. Do a Skyliner crawl, do a monorail crawl, do stuff like that.
Of course, one of my favorite in the park is going to be, oh my gosh, Baseline Tap House. That is just one of my favorite places overall. Brian and I almost always make a trip over there.
All they have is a pretzel. I don't understand.
No, they have the charcuterie board, and they have beer. They have beer, which Brian loves. Beer. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I love Baseline Tap House. The ambiance there is fantastic. It's so great to just be now. Granted, it's busy a lot, so finding a table is very hard. Especially in the middle of the afternoon. But I mean, the ambiance, sitting outside and listening to the jazzy music play, I mean, it's super awesome.
They do have an awesome background loop because it's basically kind of like current songs, but really
in a jazzy way.
Ways to play them. Yes.
You
can play Name of the Tune while you're eating your pretzel.
You absolutely could. There's Brown Derby Lounge as well, which is another great option that I know Pam loves. So that's another choice.
And Rhonda Lee in the live chat, she's coming in with a strong suggestion from Disney Springs Morimoto Asia, which is a great restaurant. It is so good, and it is beautiful, and the food there is outstanding. Mm-hmm. Yes, and you never give it enough love.
I know what else I was going to say. Trader Sam's. I think you should try Trader Sam's. Either the inside or the outside, but obviously the inside is a lot more fun. But there's always a very long wait for the inside, and rightfully so.
Is. All right, how about we get a question from Sherry in the inbox? She says, hey, Mike, Ricky, Pam, and Scott. I'm taking my youngest daughter to Walt Disney World in July to celebrate her 21st birthday, and we need to do something special to celebrate. I was considering purchasing a dessert party for the fireworks at the Magic Kingdom, but after listening to your review of Topolino's and the view of Harmonious from there, I'm second guessing which would be the better choice. We're staying at Pop. Thanks for the reservation, Mike. And it would be an easy ride on the Skyliner. Thoughts? Any other food fireworks combos you'd suggest? Thanks, Sherry in Tennessee. Now, have you seen the fireworks from Topolino's?
I have not seen the fireworks from Topolino's.
It's crazy. They are. Now, here's the thing, though. It's a different view. Like, you're not going to see,
it's not like California Grill.
Yeah. It's really cool. I mean, it is really, really cool, but it's not like being in Epcot and seeing, you're not going to follow the story from Topolino's.
Right.
You're going to see I call it like the God view. Like, I mean, you're looking down on like the creation of Harmonious and all of World Showcase Lagoon. Yeah. So you're seeing a very comprehensive view of the fireworks. So it's very cool to see, like, when they shoot the perimeter, the fireworks that go from the perimeter of the lagoon, it's cool to see the entire lagoon, like coming from all, the whole circle. It's really neat to see that. But you're not going to follow the story of Harmonious from Topolino's.
Mm-mm.
So it's a different experience, but it's very beautiful. Topolino's great restaurant, great food, great drinks, great ambiance. Here's the thing. If you do the fireworks party at the Magic Kingdom, you're in there with the masses, even though at the fireworks party you're not, but you're still dealing with like the crowds to get into the Magic Kingdom, to get on the bus, to get over there and the heat. You're going to feel it's going to be easy to go from Pop Century. If you want to have a really kind of nice night to kind of put on nicer clothes, get a shower, put on some nicer clothes, jump the Skyliner, boom, you're over at the Riv, Topolino's, fireworks, maybe go down to Bar Riva after if you want to, get your daughter her first like glass of champagne. I don't know if you drink or not, whatever it is, you don't have to do that. But you could stroll around the lake over at Caribbean Beach, have a dessert, over down and below. There's a lot of things you could do. You could actually even take the Skyliner over to the boardwalk and get an ice cream if you want, instead of if you don't drink or something like that. Just stroll the boardwalk area, maybe go to Jelly Rolls. There's a lot of things you could do that would not put you in a theme park that is a lot more relaxing. But I mean, there's something to be said for a fireworks dessert party too. It's a very exclusive event, but you are going to have to deal with theme park, logistics too.
That is true. At first I was leaning toward the fireworks dessert party just because you are in the middle of, the fireworks. You do get to hear the story. You get to see it a lot better, obviously. But Mike, you kind of maybe sold me on Topolino's just because it will be a lot more relaxed. I mean, 100% more relaxed because you're not there with the masses of people. So, yeah, you might have sold me on Topolino's actually. I think that sounds really nice, and a good way to celebrate a birthday like that. So I might be leaning more toward Topolino's when at first I was leaning toward the firework, the dessert party. I would say, like, unless you're trying to make it a surprise, I would ask her
I would too.
Here's what she would like to do.
Right. And here, let me throw my travel agent hat for a second. Here's the question I would ask a guest, right? First thing I would ask her, but also, is this going to be at the beginning of the trip or at the end of the trip?
Yeah.
At the beginning of the trip, I would lean more towards the dessert party because you're like amped up. You're ready to go into the theme parks. You want to be up close. You're excited to see the fireworks. Like you don't care. Like you want to be in the theme park because that's why you're there. Say you've been at Walt Disney World for 5 or 6 days. There's something to be said for that night where you've dealt with crowds, you've dealt with humidity and the heat because they're going to be there in the summer. There's something to be said for that night where you can just chill. You can get a shower. You can put on like a nice outfit, go up to Topolino's. They're going to walk you to your table. You're going to have a nice table. You're going to look down from the air conditioning and watch a global view of the fireworks and then just have a dessert walk. I would ride the Skyliner over to the boardwalk and have a little stroll over there, an ice cream, a dessert from the Boardwalk Bakery, watch some entertainment on the boardwalk, whatever, what have you, and just not deal with crowds for one night. But again, that's me. And towards the end of the trip, I think that sounds more enticing. That's not as enticing on day 1 or day 2 of a vacation.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you on that too. Because day 1, day 2, you are so raring to go and excited to be there. And not that you're not excited to be there by day 5, but it is a different pace. You're right. Yeah.
All right. Next question is from Gina. Hey, BOGP crew, love the show and appreciate all the work you put into bringing the magic to our lives each week. Thanks so much, Gina. We love having you. Wondering if you could share how your travel agency works. My husband thinks using an agent to book a trip would be very costly, but then you always mention it's free in the intro. Mm-hmm. If it's free, how do you get paid? This may be a totally basic question, but I would love if you have the time to respond. Thanks so much, Gina. Planning a trip to the world in January or February of next year. She is from Queen Creek, Arizona. Sounds like a cool place to live.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a King Creek like across the way.
I don't know.
That's pretty cool. I never heard of that place, but Arizona would be a great place to be, especially in the wintertime.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's talk about it. You know what? I had this exact same question for years. I would hear that like, something's fishy.
Because right.
Because I'm from Missouri and we're hardworking blue collar people. There's no free lunch. Like that's how it works, right? Let me just. It's very, very simple. So as travel agents, we get paid by Disney. So and I'll be honest with you. So when somebody submits a quote, we get it out to them as quickly as possible. We get all the information together. We put packages together so you can see what it's going to look like. If you want to go to, a cruise, to World, Disneyland, what have you, we do all that legwork for you. So you don't have to do that stuff, but we only do get paid if a guest does travel. So that's how it does work. And when that happens, Disney pays the travel agency a commission, and then the travel agency will pay a portion of that to the travel agent. That's basically kind of how the flow works.
And I want to say that you're not paying extra to Disney so they can pay the travel agent. You pay, the same amount, or sometimes you pay less because the travel agent can get a discount or whatever for you that, you maybe wouldn't have thought of before too. So, if you're worried, oh no, it's going to cost me extra, in the end because Disney's going to pay them, but they're going to tack on extra fees or whatever for that. Nope, doesn't happen. It really is nothing extra for you. So that part's really nice.
Yeah. So, that's basically how it works. It's the exact same cost. If you book a trip directly on Disney's website, you book one with a travel agent, you should. Now, if you work, again, I can just say how our travel agency works, because there are some travel agencies out there that do charge guests for their services, because the thing is, some travel agencies look at it as like, okay, so we're putting in work by putting together a quote. We are going to charge you for that up front. Our travel agency doesn't do that. Most of the travel agencies that support the Disney podcast community, all these, they don't. I mean, the ones that I know, and I know a lot of travel agents that work for a lot of agencies, like, we're all friends. We're not like, it's not like the Jets and the Sharks out there. I'm not going to I have a lot of friends that work for other agencies. I'm not like, if I see them at the park, I'm not trying to stab them in the back or anything. We're friends. We're all just trying to get, we're trying to put food on the table. We're just trying to, do our thing. And so the thing is, though, is like, most of us don't. And, sometimes you're going to do a lot of work and somebody doesn't book or they have to cancel. That's just how it happens. You know what? It happens. But then, sometimes people book vacations, they travel and you get paid. That's just, that's how this works. There's good and there's bad. It's just like every other profession in the world. So just, if you ever wanted to know, that's how it works. So it's pretty simple. So that's why it is important. We'd love to have you support us, because that is, that's what I do full time. That's how I put food on the table for the family, to be honest. It's doing this show and booking trips. And I love when guests do that with us. All right. So we had actually some feedback about the Steakhouse 71 I wanted to get to, because I want to get this out there because I love feedback. And it's from Elaine. And she says, I loved your discussion about saving money today on the podcast. So we did a show about a month ago now about ways to save money at Walt Disney World. This is actually when I was on vacation down for Cosmic Rewind. She says, I just wanted to mention that Steakhouse 71 portions were small. We ate there last week and we were starving. We hadn't eaten much all day to get ready, and we left hungry. There were no rolls or bread on the table. Our food took a long time, and then we only got one side with our steaks, and it was very small. The food was delicious, but since they were running behind and it was 8:45, there was no way to order more food. But it definitely wasn't steakhouse portions. It was a little more than half of the food we got at 50's prime time. And that is from Elaine. So what do you think about that? The problem is, when I go to, and I've only been to Steakhouse 71 twice now, but I tend to go with larger groups and we'll order like apps for the table.
Right.
And so I didn't notice it, but I'm glad that she sent this feedback just so people are aware if that's the case.
I guess I see it a little different. It sounds like they went for the steakhouse experience. All the nicer steakhouses that I usually go to, really, they tend to only offer you a steak and one side. They don't tend to offer a lot more than that. And I've been to a lot of pretty fancy steakhouses around here in Atlanta, and that seems to be the case. It's either they offer you one side or they offer you the ability to purchase a shareable side for the table. And you buy the steak separate. So, I don't know. I haven't had Steakhouse 71 for dinner, so I don't, I can't compare their portions to other experiences I've had personally, but I just do know that a lot of times when I go to steakhouses here in Atlanta, that's typically how it is. It's just a steak and one side. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm just glad she sent this in though, because I mean, what one person says is a normal size portion could be, because
right.
I like the other, but I think portions are going down everywhere, especially Walt Disney World, because even like we had Chick-fil-A the other day, and I swear, like I took because I put barbecue sauce on my
And
chicken
your
breast.
chicken sandwich.
I took the bun off, and I was like the old lady from the 80s, like, where's the beef? But it was, and
Yeah.
like our local place, I always I get like a chicken wrap, and I get tater tots, and like. Used to get like mountains of tater tots, and I know times are tough. And now, like I was like, dude, 17 tots. Like,
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
but I think this is happening everywhere. I think portion sizes this is a way to maybe inch up prices, but also to make the portion smaller. That's kind of like we can do like a 1-2 punch to kind of save.
Yeah. And like I said, a lot of times, like you said, we'll go get an appetizer too, or maybe get dessert, or something along those lines. That I might have opted for dessert at that point. I've been like, okay, cool, I have room for dessert. Let's go.
See, they were there at the end of the night. They couldn't order anything else. That's the worst part. Dude.
Well, I'm sure they would have been able to serve them dessert though. I mean, they wouldn't have said no dessert for you. They would have said, sure, you can order dessert.
All right, last question of the day. Let's get to it. Hey, gang, it's from Tony. Our flight arrives at MCO on September 9th at 6:45 p.m. And we thought a great way to start this trip would be to relax at Three Bridges. It doesn't open until 4:30, and there's no reservations, just the walk-up list. I'm guessing I can't even join the walk-up list until we land and are in range. However, I'm concerned it may be totally full by this time. Do you think it's possible at all? We're staying at Pop Century, so if Three Bridges doesn't work, what other suggestions do you have? Thanks, y'all. Tony's right. You got to be within proximity of the restaurant to join the list.
And you got to be, a lot of times you have to be like really in proximity, like right there. Cause there have been times when I wanted to join the walk-up wait list for say something like the Grand Floridian Cafe, and I'm, over by Animal Kingdom, and it will not let me join that walk-up wait list. So you got to be like right over there.
So I would say definitely go over there, because I think this place it's rather large and it has a quick turnover. So I would say definitely do it. I mean, you're Pop Century, you're not too far away. One other suggestion though, that I would look at is if you're at Pop Century, again, look at the Skyliner if you don't want to do that. So you could go over to Caribbean Beach. You could eat there for a quick meal. So you might want to look at Sebastian's Bistro.
Yeah. And I hear Sebastian's has been fantastic lately. So
yeah. I mean, I ate there. It was good. And you could also, I mean, it's counter service, but it's good. Primo Piatto.
Yeah.
Or you could skyline over to the boardwalk. You could skyline over to the boardwalk. You can do Beaches and Cream at the Beach Club, or, you could do, what's that? The brewer, what's the brewing company?
I know which one you're talking about.
Trailhead.
I know which one you're talking about, and I can never think of the name of it because it's not on ADRs. So,
right.
But that's good, because then that means that you can just go and walk up there too. So
yeah, you'll find something to eat. Tony, we don't want you to be hungry. So
no.
All right, well, that's going to do it for today's show.
You know what you have to do?
What?
Share Scott's story.
Oh, but you know what? Okay, here's the deal. I don't want it because I can't do it justice. Scott will tell it best, but Scott was at Castaway Cay, right? He went on this 3-night Bahamas cruise for Memorial Day weekend last weekend. Booked it within 72 hours. He was on the Dream. Crazy. I talked about it on the Thursday we talked about it on the Sunday night call-in show, which was on the feed yesterday. So if you want to hear the details of all that, check that out. But he gets back to land on Monday, texts me immediately. I'm on the treadmill. Did you hear about what happened? I'm like, no, you didn't buy Wi-Fi. I don't know what happened. I can't keep up. He's like, dude, there was a water spout on Castaway Cay over there, which is basically a tornado over water. I'm like, shut up. And he's like, no, I got video. So apparently they had to hunker down on the island for over 2 hours, like shelter in place because the weather was so bad. And I saw the video. It's crazy. So he'll tell the story. But awesome. He had extreme weather Scott at Castaway Cay, which I love that stuff. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And he said it was kind of awesome. So
that's cool.
Nobody got hurt, but
that's good.
He'll tell the story. I got to hear the story. So we'll do that next week. All right. Well, hey, that is going to do. I'm glad you reminded me though.
Yeah, of course.
Fired up all weekend about it. They'd come after me. So you saved me there. Good stuff. All right. Don't forget, today's show brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. You know the deets. You want to book a trip to the Disney destinations. Remember, we are getting extremely close to 2023 packages for Walt Disney World. June 8th is go day. Remember, we don't have to book everybody on June 8th. June 9th, they'll still be there. But we'll go as fast as we can. I promise you that. But just swing by the magicforless.com today. Put in that quote form. It's right there. It's super simple to find. And mention the Be Our Guest podcast, and I promise to take great care of you. So check them out today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. It's one extra click that makes a difference for us. beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And a sincere thank you to our patrons who make all this nonsense possible and all the good stuff too. You get Mike in the Midwest every week. That's our bonus show. And we'd love to have you join us over there. So come on over to patreon.com/Be Our Guest Podcast. Give Ricky a follow on the socials this weekend at Ricky Nibs. And also give me a follow. I'm fun too at Be Our Guest Mike, Instagram and Twitter. Subscribe to the show on Facebook and YouTube. Just search for the Be Our Guest Podcast and join us this Sunday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. You, me, and Scotty G will be taking your calls for an hour, talking all things Disney. All right, time to get out of here and let you get on with your weekend. Thanks so much for hanging with us this week. We love having you here, and more Be Our Guest Podcasts coming your way soon. So for Ricky, I'm Mike, wishing you a great weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. All right, Pam just texted me. She got mac and cheese from Chick-fil-A to go with the barbecue, so we are set.
Nice.
For Taco Bell tonight.
That's awesome.
It's better. All right, I'm out because I'm going to edit this later.
Okie dokie. Have a
right,
wonderful evening. All right, I'll see you later. All right. Bye, guys.